Hey everyone, Weekly Reviews here. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for my Survivor recap. So to recap on tonight's episode, we're dealing with the whole Jessica vote off last week, and of course Cole is pissed because Jessica was his main alliance member, but even Joe agrees with a lot of us fans that was a good move. Like he could appreciate that move, and from the other side that was the best move going forward. That they didn't think they could get Cole, so they figure why not go after his main alliance member to try to weaken him in a way. Lauren actually finds a secret advantage because we saw last week that the secret advantage was in these nails, and I thought, oh, is this going to be another legacy advantage? And it actually isn't, and I think this advantage is definitely an advantage. Basically, what the advantage is that the next tribal council, if she chooses to use her advantage, then she'll secretly not vote, and instead she'll use that at another tribal council. She'll take the blank parchment with her, and she'll vote twice. So basically, Lauren gets an extra vote at another tribal council. So that already sounds better than the legacy advantage. The reward challenge is a race up a tower, and they have to go over these obstacles, and they have to put these sandbags on a slingshot and knock down 5 targets. So I'm like, oh, Devin and JP, they're definitely good at these. And one of the things was they randomly draw spots for the team, and whoever didn't get to play automatically went with the winners. And Joe, apparently, as Jeff put it, won the Survivor lottery, and he gets to go with the team regardless. So he gets a spaghetti reward for just sitting there. So it was JP, Chrissy, Cole, Ryan, and Devin versus Ashley, Lauren, Ben, Mike, and Desi. And Ashley's team was the red team, and JP's was blue, and Ashley was really struggling with the slingshots, and JP and Devin, like every target they hit, every time they went the slingshot, they hit a target, and the blue team ended up winning. So, but it was a different twist, Jeff said. There's a lot of twists this episode. Jeff said that it would be a family affair, so I thought, oh, are they going to maybe get letters from loved ones, because it's too early to have the loved ones visit yet. But basically, they'll have a private dinner, and they'll Joe, not being chosen, gets to decide the order of who gets to go, but whoever goes first will kind of set the tone. Like, they'll eat as much as they want, and then the next person will get to go. So Joe decided to let Devin go first to try to get the target off his back, because we all know Joe's a target. I mean, he even knows that he's a target out there with all them idol finds, so he's hoping that he can work with Devin. I mean, who wouldn't want to work with Devin? He is amazing. So, Joe's hoping to get into Devin's good graces, and apparently, like many of these reward challenges, there's an advantage. There's a advantage / clue underneath the plate, and Cole is the first person to find that. And he doesn't want anybody else to know, so he puts this napkin over the plate so nobody will see it. And Cole is still pretty pissed with Jessica going home, so he decides to eat as much as he can so the other people won't get the chance to eat some. I mean, I get that he's pissed off. I would be pissed off if my alliance member was voted off, but you have a big target on your back just simply because Ben thinks you eat large quantities of food. Do you really want to add to that? But anyway, Chrissy, I gotta give that girl credit. She is amazing. Her gameplay right now is stellar, and she knew right away that these reward challenges often have idle clues. So she looked around, and sure enough, she found it. and there's apparently an idol hidden right under the flag, their tribe flag at camp, and then she's hoping Ryan would find the clue, and sure enough, Ryan, being the smart strategic person he is, also finds the clue. So when Ryan goes back, Ryan and Chrissy are whispering that they have they each saw the clue, and Chrissy was kind of wondering, is maybe Joe gonna see it? Because if Joe sees it, he's gonna find the idol, of course. But Ryan actually went above putting a napkin over a plate and just simply hid the plate away. So when they get back to camp, they're telling everybody that it wasn't a big feast, and they're explaining what happened. And Ryan right away goes to try to search for the idol. And Chrissy goes over and he sees her and says to cover it up, cover it up. And then Cole runs over and tries to knock Chrissy over to try to outdig her, try to find an idol. And Ben hears this, and then they're all starting the dig for this idol, and they couldn't find it. Well, sure enough, Ryan actually found the hidden immunity idol, and I have to give him credit because it happened so quick. I didn't even see Ryan find the idol. So definitely congrats to him. I'm definitely am Team Ryan, so I was very happy to have Ryan find this. The immunity challenge, they had to stand on this beam, and they had to balance a statue on a long pole, and through the time intervals, they'd have to step back, making it harder for them to hold on. And it ended up coming down to Cole and JP, and Cole actually won immunity. So congrats, Cole, on the immunity win. He definitely needed it tonight. The target that Cole has on his back, and him not being able to find the idol, he definitely needed to win immunity tonight. So now they're all wondering, who are we going to vote out now because Cole's gone. So basically what they want to do is split the votes between Joe and Desi, because Joe, being the target that he is, they want him gone, and a lot of people find him annoying around camp. But because Joe has a habit of pulling out idols at camp, they want to split the votes between Desi, because Desi's doing well in these challenges. She won the first immunity challenge, and she almost won this challenge, so they want to get her off as well. But it also makes it very complicated with Lauren's vote, because if she uses that vote, it's going to make them, if she uses her advantage, she won't be able to vote, so then they can't split the votes then. So Cole wants to definitely try and get Ben out, because him and Ben have had a rivalry going on past few episodes. And Joe basically poked the bear by saying that Ben was swearing on the Marine Corps, and which he hasn't. I haven't heard Ben say anything about that, but Joe knew it was aggravating Ben and knew that struck a chord with him, and he used that to his advantage. And I definitely think Joe was using that as an opportunity to try to make Ben look bad, and I think it worked in some sense, because I think what Joe wanted to do was aggravate Ben enough to make a scene, so then the target would be off his back. And people that make scenes around camp, they think, should we have this guy around camp? So Ben knows that he could be on the chopping block, so he definitely thinks that he needs a healer on their side, and he tries to go talk to Mike and try to get him to swing their way, but because Ben and Lauren betrayed him before, he's debating if he should stay with the original healers or go with Ben and Lauren's alliance. At Tribal Council, Joe thinks that Ben's running the game, and I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I definitely think if anybody's running the game here, it's Chrissy and Ryan. Joe again was poking the bear and bringing up how Ben was swearing on the Marine Corps. And I remember like back in Cagayan when Tony sweared on his badge, so, and he said it didn't mean anything to him. So it really struck a chord with Ben because what differed from Tony is that this actually means something to him. And Ben talked about the struggles that he's going through with being in the Marines and how he's struggling in his personal life, and he actually apologizes not necessarily to Joe, but how he reacted to the situation, how he shouldn't have let Joe get to him. And Devin is kind of worried about his gameplay in a way. He was kind of cute. He said he doesn't want to be a zombie out there. He just wants to be a shining light. I'm like, oh, Devin, you are a shining light. And when they get up to vote, it turns out that Lauren actually does use her advantage. So I'm wondering if anybody's going to notice that there wasn't a vote used, or are they going to be oblivious to that? And tonight was pretty epic, not because of the whole literally fighting over the idol, but the fact that it actually came down to a tie vote tonight. It came down to a tie between Joe and Desi. So then, if you're a Survivor fan, you know that when a tie happens, Joe and Desi will not vote. So now the people that are remaining can only vote for Joe or Desi. And it actually ended up being Desi voted off first and the first member of our jury. And I could see why they voted her off. I think they're a bit intimidated by Desi, I guess, winning the immunity challenges. I mean, winning the last immunity challenge and maybe being a potential physical threat, but I also wonder why they kept Joe. Maybe they were thinking nobody's going to vote for him because they think he's annoying and everything, but then it depends on who you put on the jury, because other people might look at Joe and they might say, oh, well, he played a great game. He was very strategic. He's manipulative. He was able to find idols and use them right, except for the last vote. So it really does depend who you put on that jury. So I hope they touch base on next week why they kept Joe over Desi. But it looks like the previews for next week, Ryan has a bit of loose lips, and he tells Ben that he has an idol. And Ben then tells his alliance member Devin that Ryan has an idol, and Ryan tells Devin that he has an idol but not to tell anybody. So that might put a target on Ryan's back now, because it looks like in the teaser trailer for next week that Devin isn't sure about his game plan anymore, who he can trust. So I'm hoping Devin and Ryan can work that out, because I love the Devin and Ryan alliance. And Lauren has herself in a good spot with her advantage. So now she has 2 votes and can vote twice. But I'm also wondering, when is she going to use that? Like, is there a certain time she can use that? Or is that like when you have a hidden immunity idol, you could only use it up until the final 6? So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's Survivor. If you guys want to check out Survivor, it is on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on CBS. Until next time, stay regal.